What's up, pretty gang? It's your favorite nail tech Peaches back with another video, and today I am going to be talking to you guys about how to keep long natural nails under enhancements. So this particular client, this happens to be her real nails. This is a natural overlay. She's been a client of mine for at least a year, and I thought, what way to show you guys how to keep people's nails healthy during the process than to actually do it on someone's real nails. Okay, so first off, before we go ahead and get into it, let's make sure you guys are following me on Instagram, social media. And our subscriber for tonight is Mama Rife. I appreciate you. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications, because if your notifications are off, how will you know when I'm on? Period. So first thing is first, right? This is her previous set. So she actually grows them longer than this, and we cut them down, then she grows them out. And really, it's a process that we do based on her own personal preference. But I just want to show you guys. This is about 3 weeks of growth for her. So I'm going to go ahead and start by taking off any little bling and filing off any acrylic that needs, well, all of the acrylic that needs to be filed off. Because the number one thing, and also, if you guys hear my fan in the background, I apologize, but baby, it's hot, okay? It's hot. So the number one thing people need to remember is, if you want to keep people's nails healthy under their enhancements, even if they're not growing them long for an overlay, because all of my clients' nails look in very, very good condition, very good shape, you need to be doing soak-offs. I know there are a lot of nail techs that do not offer soak-offs, but what that's doing is it's hiring the risk that your clients are going to be ripping their nails off, popping their nails off. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what you want. So if you're not going to be doing a soak-off, please recommend them to a nail tech who actually does. And if you are going to be doing a soak-off, please note, right? So step 1, soak-off. Step 2, healthy soak-off, right? So you need to make sure, right, because this is real time, this whole video is real time, we're not using a speed that is too high. I hear a lot of people say they use speeds of, like, you know, 12,000 RPMs. I personally do not feel comfortable with that. These bits ain't no joke. I'm right here using maybe 10,000, well, around 9,000 RPMs, and you can see the product comes off very nicely. Now, I move around a lot on the nail bed, not the nail bed, but on the actual nail, which is what you should do. Okay, you see how I'm going in spurts, like, okay, 1 2 3, take a break for a second, 1 2 3. We're also talking and stuff, but that's your first part of the soak up that you need to know. Like, hey, if you go at too high of a speed, if you do too much pressure, you're going to risk them not only feeling it underneath and giving them rings of fire, but you may actually cut them, and you can actually dent their nail. All right, a good way to know if you are improperly using one of these very coarse bits, you're gonna see, like, the product's not gonna come off like nice and smooth. It's gonna come off in chunks, indented. And if you're making chunks into that acrylic, you need to fix your form. You need to adjust how you're doing, okay? So another thing, right, because we're talking about the health of the nails, I feel like enough people don't talk about it enough. We need to make sure that we're not filing all the way to the natural nail. I understand some people do it for fills and, you know, things like that, but that is an immense amount of filing. Not to mention, we still will be filing on the natural nails later on in this process. So we do not want to overfile anyone's nails. When you're doing a soak off, right, you can see she's not flinching, she's not in any pain, which means there's no hot spots or anything like that. When you're doing a soak off, you want to make sure that the product is thinned out enough that it becomes like almost sheer. So it's like you can see that there's natural nail through, but it's not the natural nail. Okay, and that's when I personally feel comfortable stopping. And I advise other people, like, you don't have to be on such high speeds and pressures all the time. You shouldn't be applying any pressure, and if you have to, then you probably need a new bit. All right, okay, so the next part of the soak off process is knowing when to go ahead and safely remove. So at this point, she's been in the bowls for maybe like 30-40 minutes, and it's pretty much fallen off easily. Okay, now you're using your cuticle pusher nice and gently, because if you're using good product, it's going to come off just like butter. Okay, if you're using MMA, first of all, stop using that immediately. And second of all, it's gonna be gummy. It's gonna almost come off like bubble gum. It's not fun. It's rubbery. It's nasty. Okay, but you want to make sure that you are not using a lot of pressure, because as we're doing this, right, because it's been 3 weeks, we don't quite know. Well, I do, because baby girl comes to me all the time. But let's just say this was a soak off of someone you haven't done yet, or someone had a complaint of, like, maybe they hurt a finger. You don't always know what's underneath the soak offs. There could be cracks in their nail. There could be lifting in areas you didn't realize there was going to be lifting. And it's so easy for a cuticle pusher to slide underneath any areas of lifting, etc., etc. So please be gentle. Okay? Please. Because the last thing you need is to accidentally, it ain't no other pain like accidentally sliding it underneath a nail that is broken or lifted or whatever, and it was unintentional. It's not fun, okay? So, step one, like I said, properly done soak-offs is the key to, that's the first step in the formula to maintaining your client's health of the nails. When you soak off, every client's nails should look nice, okay? Everyone's nails may not be super duper strong, that's something that depends on genetics and depending on medications, etc., etc. But you should have some growth after you take off every set, and they should not look indented. They should not look anything like that, okay? That's how you know that you're doing things properly, right? I really just wanted to do a video like this because I personally, I specialize in nail health. I love doing full sets and everything like that. I love putting acrylic on people, but I have turned away a lot of clients. You guys have seen my posts on the community tabs. I've turned people away on their birthday, all sorts of stuff, because the health of their nails was not where it should be. Most of the time, it is either clients who haven't come to me before, who have a lot of previous damage, or it's going to be if the person comes to me, it's because they did something that they knew they shouldn't have, and it's caused some problems for them, okay? So that's where you want to be. You want to be to the point where people know that if they come to you, they know they're in good hands, okay? A lot of people say the reason why they do book with me, not just because of what my sets look like and things like that, or the fact that I do feet, whatever. They say one of the main reasons that help me stand out and be noticeable is because I take so much pride and so much care in my clients' nails. So it does take you a long way, which is why school is so important, okay? So at this stage, I am using a zebra grit file. Even though it is 80/80, it is still zebra file, and I am just gently, lightly getting off any extra parts of acrylic to where maybe it was still a little bit thick, or if I know it's gonna okay, if I file over this, I'm gonna have to be focusing the drill for a long time. I don't like doing that, so I'm just gently going with the hand file. I'm not putting any pressure at all, and yeah, this is perfectly fine. What you don't want to do if you have to do this, right, because I'm just making a smoother base for when I get ready to continue my prep, what you don't want to do is press really hard. You don't want to use too grit of a file, like black files. No, never on the natural nail, okay? So at this point, you can see what her nails look like. They are in such good condition. Literally, her nails are always so nice. But again, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see all of my clients' nails are super nice like this under their enhancements, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and prep with the cuticle pusher. We're just pushing back the cuticles and getting all the dead skin off of the nail plates and things like that. Please don't be too rough, because you can accidentally cut somebody, make them bleed, all type of things. You might think you're being gentle. If you have stubborn skin that don't want to push up, don't try and push harder. Just see how I use small movements. It's not necessarily okay, let me pull back and go in really hard. It's just very tiny movements with a certain amount of pressure that allows me to get some of that skin up. And then just know when I go in with my e-file, it's going to pull and push up a lot of that dead skin, okay? Now, before I go ahead and show you guys how I finish prepping the nails with a sanding band, I just want to make a disclaimer. I know there's a lot of people who use all types of bits, all types of things for the, a bit for the skin, a bit for the nail plate, a bit, a lot of metal bits. Please be careful. Those ain't nothing to play with, okay? I prefer sanding bands because I feel like they are the safest and healthiest option as far as using it for the natural nail. I understand there are metal bits that can and that are very safe for the natural nail. It just almost makes me cringe. I just don't like the feeling of it. But if you are not using your bits properly, you will cause damage to the natural nail. You will cause rings of fire. So please be careful, okay? So I use a very slow speed. You don't need anything crazy. I like to do a thorough prep. You will know when is the right speed, because to me personally, I can hear it. If I feel like it just sounds like it's making a lot of noise on the nail plate, I don't like that. And I just feel like just because it's doing more rotations doesn't mean it's prepping it better. So I slow it down to around sometimes even less than 3,000 RPMs. I just need it to be able to rotate nicely. And do you see how I kind of go in 1, 2, 3, take a break, 1, 2, 3, take a break, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's how I personally like to prep. And the way that I'm holding it is very flat and flush against the nail, and then I turn her hand or her finger in the direction that I need it to be, so I can safely and fleshly get into the cuticle area, okay, and get all that dead skin, all that acetone and old acrylic. We're gonna get that off, okay? This right here is where I see a lot of damage, because people are going to nail techs, okay, that are using too much pressure and too high of speeds. If you can prep people, you guys, I feel like I'm talking with so much urgency and so much importance in my voice, but honestly, I'm so passionate about this. It's not a joke to me. So yeah, that sanding band ended up no good. It had like a little, sometimes they come like dysfunctional. I don't even know how to say that, but like it had like a little rip in the corner, and so it honestly, it won't work. It just tears right apart. But I'm speaking with so much importance and urgency in my voice because I see so many people who have dents, like literal indents. I've seen people with literal like ditches in the middle of their nail. Like, oh, so-and-so was just practicing on me, or oh, my last nail tech. And I'm like, baby, I can't do your nails. Like, I understand it might just be one nail, but if I file or put pressure onto any nail that is overly damaged, what's going to happen is it's going to increase the damage, and now there's a possibility that your nails will not last. If someone's nails is too damaged, right? We're not just talking about a nail that's too short or anything like that. The nails just won't last. There's not enough health to grip onto, okay? Like, it's just not. I apologize for the switch in lighting and stuff, but yeah, you're just gonna have to work with me on this. But anyways, this is like one of the main important steps. Honestly, a lot of this video has to do with the way that you're filing on people, okay? But it is so important that I show you guys how to properly prep, because there's a lot of people out there that are not licensed as nail techs, and they're just seeing whoever's videos, and they're watching other people's videos who aren't licensed, or other people's videos who are just playing on themselves or on a relative. And the reality of it is, I hate to be the one to say this, but we need to kind of put some more respect on the fact that going to nail school have nothing to do with how good you are at design. So there's a lot of people that make it seem like, oh, well, if you had to go to nail school to learn nails, like, oh, you're not that good. No, babe, I went to nail school because I wanted to learn how to be sanitary. I didn't know this at the time, because you don't know you're going to learn it in nail school. But looking back, right, I learned how to be very sanitary, and I learned how to properly care for the nail. I learned all the parts of the nails and the fingers. I know if someone comes in looking a certain way, I know when to say yes. I know when to send you to a doctor. I know when to say no. I know when it is safe and unsafe to perform a service, and I care about more than just taking your coins. All right? Not to say every unlicensed nail tech just want to steal people coins, but there is a certain amount of education that goes into this background that is very, very helpful in keeping people natural nails strong. And if you are just as invested in keeping people natural nails healthy and strong, then I highly suggest that you watch this video all the way through, okay? So let's just make sure that we are properly prepping. We are using the right tools at the right speeds, please. But you can see she's not flinching. You can see on her nails there are no you know, everything is pretty much the status quo. Now, granted, the natural nails, sometimes they do have little ridges, or they do have, you know, areas of unevenness, or some parts may be see-through, etc., etc. But as you can see, for the most part, she doesn't have too much of that. And after I'm done prepping, I'm gonna insert a video of what her nails look like fully prepped, so you can actually really see what do they look like. But do you see how there's not too much pressure going into this? There's no pain or anything like that. We just want to make sure we are removing the shine of the oil and any excess dead skin left on the nail plate. Okay, anything else than that, if you're applying too much pressure, again, I'm going to say it, you're going to damage their nails. So I know it seems like it's not really too much into it, but the main takeaway from this video to keeping people nails under the enhancements really nice, so you can, because I've had clients, they've been getting their nails done for 2 years straight without breaks, and every time I soak them off, their nails look like this underneath. Okay, there's a misconception that people are like, oh, I'm just gonna give my nails a break. The only time you really have to give your nails a break is because there's some type of damage that is continuing to happen that's causing your enhancements not to last. Okay, so think of it that way. So the main takeaway from this video, if you don't learn nothing else, keeping people's nails strong involves safely and properly done soak-offs. Okay, to prep the nails, not aggressively. Okay, to do just enough prep, and then controlling your speeds and pressures. And then after this, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of how I shape her natural nails, and I'm gonna get into like how you need to support the nails in order to not cause them any damage, because sometimes if you're filing without support, you are causing the nails to just go all over the place, and we don't want that. Okay, and then after that, I'm going to show you guys how to seal the cuticles, and that is another area of where a lot of damage ends up happening because of how people seal their cuticles. Okay, so I know this is like a really long video and it sounds like a rant, but it's not. I just really want to see more people giving a damn about how they do people's nails and how they treat them, because I have seen some horrible stuff, y'all, like not even to be funny. So this is what her nails look like fully prepped. I'm just dusting them off really quick. You can see, like, look how nice they are, you guys. And I haven't even shaped her nails or anything. I'm getting ready to lay the acrylic, but here's a more up close. Like, do you see how nice her nails are? They're not all dented up, they're not red, they're not looking sensitive or anything like that. That's what you want. So this is after I applied her overlay. Okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and shape. So do you see how I'm grabbing her finger against the file, and I am providing some stability so her finger ain't wiggling around everywhere? Do this. Okay, find a way that works for you, that you can hold on to somebody's nails and their fingers to give them some support and some stability, because if you don't, their fingers are going to be wiggling around all over the place, and that's going to cause pain, and that can possibly lift somebody's, like, separate their their actual, like, nail plate, the actual natural nail, away from their nail bed. Okay, and that's not what you want. Okay, you do not want to separate the nail from the actual nail bed. All right, because if you do that, then what's going to happen is now the nail is not stable because it's not all the way attached to something. So if they hit on any little thing, it's going to disattach. Is that even a word? It's going to unattach even more, and you have the possibility of them losing their real nail, and that's not nothing to play with. Because guess what, babe, nails don't have to grow back. I be trying to tell people, like, you can incur like such an amount of damage that they don't have to grow back at all. Like, people, that's what I'm saying, people play around too much when it comes to nails. Like, they don't have to grow back whatsoever, right? So just you know, give some support, supply some support to these people's fingers and their nails while you're actually filing. That would be very helpful to a lot of the people out there. It's a lot less painful for them, and honestly, it allows you to put some pressure against the file so you get a much crisper shape. So that's a little tip right there. Okay, and then the last part of this video, honestly, I'm going to show myself finished filing on one hand, because like I said, that is where a lot of damage actually happens. That's where a lot of people get the rings of fire, as they're called. When you have that ring left around on your nail after you take your nails off, it's because somebody was playing on your nails too hard. Somebody was filing with a little bit too much pressure, and when you feel that burning sensation real bad while you're getting your nails done, that's usually why. Okay, so I really hope you guys are enjoying this video. I know it's not the most fun to watch, but it's information that I feel passionate about. I gotta get it out there. I was gonna have some more videos for this week, but I'll be honest, the way my schedule worked out, like, yeah, like I was gonna show my cousin's nails for tomorrow, but child, she moved to next week. And then today I did nothing but fills, So I was like, you know what, I hung on to this video so that way I can do it. And then I will be posting an acrylic toes video of like how to get long lasting acrylic toes. I've been holding on for that video for a couple days, and I'm glad I did, because now I possibly have some content to post for tomorrow. So yeah, I've just been rearranging how I'm gonna post because I have a lack of content just based on what people have been booking. I'm just like, I don't really want to record that. Like, that's just whatever. But yeah, this was important to me that I show this. Okay. So be careful, you know, you don't want to over file. This is why I like to hand file a lot, because I can control the pressure, I can feel the pressure, and I get a really, really nice result. Okay. And don't forget, if you do want to go ahead and see my shaping workshop, if you are in or around the San Jose area, okay, August 20th, I will be doing a 3-hour workshop on shaping and filing and getting a really, really nice and neat result. And you can go ahead and use the link in my description box to go ahead and sign up. Now there is an additional like fee for the workshop that's not part of like the actual show, I guess, so you will have to go ahead and do that as well. But hey, if you're down to see real in depth and hear all the tea, child, go ahead and get your ticket, and hopefully I'll see you there. So this is after the shape of her nails is done, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish file. So again, finish filing, you want to hold your e-file just as you would for prep. All right, you don't want to, you want to make sure that it's flush against the apex and the cuticle area. So you can see how I'm kind of angling it. It's because it's up against the apex area, so it's not at a weird angle where it's digging into the cuticle area. I'm just allowing it to go ahead and naturally smoothen out everything, I guess. And then, like I said, don't be scared to move people's fingers. Like, move their fingers so that it works for you, because if you don't do that, then what's going to happen is that you're going to accidentally hurt someone, because either you can't see or you're going to just be stuck in the same area filing over and over and over again, and that's not what you want either. Okay, so I'm also like cleaning up the sides where any acrylic kind of came down, and then I'm just adding a little bit of C-curve, because the way the acrylic lays on natural nails, it's like, it's kind of different on a tip, so you do have to clean it up no matter what. But you just need to be mindful that you're not filing away too much of their natural nail underneath or anything like that. So you can see I like to hold them downwards, so that way you see how the tip of my drill is like right up against the apex, and it's not at a weird angle, it's not digging in. I'm taking appropriate breaks, because the last thing you want is to be digging into someone's nails. Now, a lot of that has to do with like how flush the cuticles already are before finish filing. So keep that in mind, that the better you lay your acrylic, the less you will have to file around the cuticle area, and the less filing you have to do in general. But because I do file on a lower speed and I do not use a metal bit, I feel like it gives me the flexibility to be able to go over certain areas without causing any damage. So this is why I say, you know, sometimes don't just do what someone else is doing, because you have no idea if what they're doing is actually, I guess you can say, like the proper way. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that way might work for them, but you're not that person. You don't know. Like, try and figure out a routine that works well for you and your clients, so you can get consistent results, but you can also get those results with the least damage as possible. Okay? Because I'm so sick and tired of people saying like, oh, I stopped getting acrylics because I was just tired that the fact acrylic damages your nails. Like, no, acrylic itself do not damage your nails. It is a misconception. What damages your nails is improper prep and improper procedures in putting on the acrylic. Okay, because if I put acrylic onto a bare naked nail and do nothing else, is it gonna seize up? Is it gonna cause that nail to jump off? No, it's not. It's the steps in which applying the acrylic comes with that is what causes damage. And that's why a lot of people are very scared, like, oh, I stopped, or oh, I don't want to. So I like to open people's eyes and let them know, like, it don't matter what enhancement you get, you have to prep. Gel X, you're still prepping the nail. I've seen people come after they've gotten Gel X and the amount of damage was horrible. Not to mention their nails popped off anyways. Or, you know, even gel extensions. Come on. It's all the same. The prep is what causes the damage. Once you get that into your mind that it's not the products itself, it's the prep and it's the handling of the clients, it's going to make all the difference. I promise. Okay? I've always strived for natural nail health, like since my beginning of my nail career, but I'm like so deep into it after seeing so much, honestly, so much shit after these past like 3.5 years that I'm just like, look, I just cannot believe people are out here doing people like this and got people so scared, shaking in their boots to even, it's really crazy. Okay? So honestly, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Those are the best tips and tricks that I have for you guys to keep your clients' nails super healthy underneath the enhancements. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, please subscribe, share this video with someone who you feel may need to see it, share it with somebody who you feel don't need to see it. Okay? Yeah, I honestly don't have anything more to say. We're just gonna keep watching me look at these nails, I guess. I appreciate everybody who has subscribed to my channel, Pretty Gang. We are 2,000 subscribers deep. We're only going up from here. I appreciate you guys so much, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one.